Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode I'm going to be talking about what I put in my nappy bag. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Storm and I am a first-time mommy to an almost 4-month-old little boy. So everything that I have in my nappy bag obviously is then what a child of that age range would need. Full disclosure, I am a breastfeeding mommy, so I luckily don't need to carry around formula and bottles and that sort of stuff. I do, however, occasionally express milk and then take a bottle of express milk with me, but that's kept in a separate bag because that obviously needs to be kept cold. If you hear the cooing, that is my little man playing on the floor in front of us. He's my co-host for today, so you might hear him giving his little comments as we go along. Alright, so let me show you what the bag looks like. This is the bag. As you can see, it's quite a big bag. I got it from Toys R Us, or Babies R Us, the same franchise. And I paid 199 Rand for it, which I think is an absolute bargain because I didn't just get this bag. So with this bag, I also got a smaller bag that is the same coloring. I got a tiny little pencil bag or makeup bag type thing that I'll show you what I've used that for. And I also got a changing mat. So all in all, I got quite a bit for 199 Rand. I've also not planned on spending an insane amount of money on my baby's nappy bag just because I'm pretty sure that he's going to outgrow this one that we've got now, and we'll have to get a different one, you know, when he starts becoming more active and when we start doing a little bit more with him and we take him on hikes and that kind of stuff. Then an over shoulder bag is not going to be the most practical. But for now, I'm happy with this one. I specifically chose black because I had a different color one beforehand. I had a gray one, and within a couple of days that thing was brown, because you will not believe how much stuff, goo, all sorts of things you get on your hand as a mommy. It's not something that's carried on my shoulder 24/7. I put it down in places and then the bottom tends to get a bit scuffy, so I chose black so that you can't see it and it doesn't look awful. Yeah, then if we have a look at what I've got actually inside the bag, we'll start with the big compartment, the center compartment. That's obviously going to keep the bigger items. So first and foremost, we have nappies, and boy do we go through these things. So he's currently on disposable nappies. I did have plans of putting him in cloth nappies from newborn. We tried once or twice and he did not like them at all, so we gave that up as a bit of a bad job, and now I'm just waiting for him to get to about 7.5 kilos when we'll try again to get him into the cloth nappies with the pocket nappies that are one size fits most. But until then, we are in disposable nappies. And I keep them in this bag. This is actually a wet bag that is used for the cloth nappies. It's a waterproof bag that you can then put your dirty nappies in to bring home and wash. But for now, I'm keeping the disposable nappies in one section, which keeps them dry and together in one place. And if we're in a place then where I can't throw away a nappy, like if we're out in a park or on a hike or something like that, then I can bring the disposable nappy home in this too. This is also very nice to put dirty clothes in, especially if he's had a blowout, which he's having quite a few of lately. So very nice bag. It keeps all the dirty stuff separate from the rest of the bag, so the rest of the bag stays nice and clean. So that's nappies. Then this is that little pencil bag that I was talking about, or makeup bag, whatever you want to use it for. But what I've used it for is for our burp cloths and our reusable wet wipes. So both of these I made myself. I just took a little bit of tiling material and cut them into squares and then overlocked the edges, and voila, there I've got my own homemade goods that are reusable, so I'm not throwing tons of stuff away, which makes me feel better. And also I didn't have to break the bank with this stuff because I think a meter of this material cost me like 100 Rand or something like that, and I got a whole bunch out. So being a little bit frugal there and minimizing the waste and the the damage to the environment. So all in all, makes me happy. I do also have throwaway wet wipes. This is from a brand called Pure Beginnings. It's a South African based brand, and they are biodegradable wipes, and they also are chemical free, natural and organic, and they're soft and gentle on him. So really, really like this brand, and I have this with us when we go out as well. Then next we've got a change of clothes. So because it's winter, obviously I have winter clothes. When the seasons change and when he gets a bit bigger and his size changes, then I just change the clothes out as and when I need it. But for now we've got one baby grow and a pair of pants because it's winter, and I also have an extra pair of socks. So at least one extra change of clothing to go with in case he has a poo explosion or a spit up or something like that and his clothes get really, really dirty, then at least we've got some clean clothes on hand. Then here I've got a receiving blanket. He actually still likes to be covered in a blanket when he's taking a nap. Also, it's something nice to like put over the top of the pram if there's a lot of sunlight coming in, and if I'm in a place where I need to breastfeed and you know I don't feel comfortable with the people that are around, like if it's in a very congested place and there's lots of eyes on me, I'm not quite comfortable enough yet to just whip it out and feed him. So I have my little blanket that I just put over my shoulder, drape it over my shoulder and drape it over his face, and then I can breastfeed comfortably in public. We then also have bum cream. So this is for after a nappy change. This is from a brand called Olif, also a South African based brand, and it's also chemical free and made with organic oils. Hey baby. Smells absolutely amazing, and I just love how it makes the skin feel. So this is to help prevent any nappy rashes while we are using the disposable nappies. So then in this bag, this is a bag that I actually used when I was doing IVF. It's one that I had specifically made. It is a cooler bag actually, so it's very well insulated. As you can see, it's got that like cooler bag material in it. So in this bag, I keep all of the stuff that needs to stay very clean, like the stuff that's going to go into his mouth. So in here, I've got, hey baby, hello my baby. In here we've got our teething ring. We've got a little rattle that he also loves to put in his mouth. He loves putting everything in his mouth at the moment. We're just at that stage. So all of these things are like a silicone type material. This is a personalized teething ring, and I also have one for the dummy. This is his dummy clip, as you can see with his name on it. And then I also have a syringe because all of his medication at the moment is given with a syringe, so he's not taking anything with a spoon. So obviously all of this stuff needs to stay clean. This is my sterile bag that I bring home and then wash and pop in the sterilizer before we go out again. And I just know that everything in here is going to stay nice and clean and isn't exposed to anything that could possibly fall into the bag, or you know, if something falls on the floor and I stick it back into the bag, I know it's not coming into contact with anything that'll go into his mouth. So this is like his little sterile bag. I then have my purse in the main compartment as well, just because that's the part that zips up, so I know that it's a little bit safer. And then in here I've just got the usuals, you know, cash and driver's license and medical aid card and that sort of thing that I would have with me if I was carrying my own bag. So I decided that because him and I are together all the time, and because I already have this big bag that I'm lugging around, I'm not going to carry this bag along with my handbag. So currently it's a mom and baby bag, and it's got some of my things in it as well, just so that I can minimize how many things I'm carrying. So then last but not least, for the middle compartment is this like miscellaneous bag, and I've carried this bag with me for years and years and years, and it basically keeps all of the like small items that I don't want lying at the bottom of my bag that could get lost. So like in here I've got some cables for my router and my cell phone, which then will get plugged into the power bank that I'll show you in a little bit, just so that I'm never without Wi-Fi and I'm never without charge for my phone, in case of emergencies. I've got my earpods and a pen, and I've got lip ice. So all the little like knickknacks that would normally lie at the bottom of the bag now have their own little pouch, just so that everything stays neat and I know where to find everything. Okay, so then that is the middle compartment. Now if we have a look at the back of the bag, there's like a long pouch, as you can see there. So in here is the changing mat that came with the bag, like I said. And this is really nice for if we go to places where there isn't a changing station specifically for a baby and I need to change him on the back of the car or a table or on grass or something like that. Then at least, you know, this makes sure that he's not coming into contact with anything on the surface and he gets to stay nice and clean. And then this is like a rubbery material. It's waterproof, so nothing's going to seep in through the bottom. And if something does get on here, I can just wipe it off and then it's clean again. And then very importantly, this is his Road to Health booklet. So this has got all of his information in it should I need to go to a clinic or casualties for any particular reason. Then any doctor that sees him or any nurse can check what he's had done in his little life up until now. Then if we go onto the side pockets, so there's pockets all around this bag, so lots of packing space. But if we go into the side pocket here, then this is like his medicine pocket. So in there we've got Sterimar, and that is to help with keeping his nose clean. Here in South Africa we're in winter, so lots of viruses going around, lots of sniffles, lots of congested noses and blocked noses, and this just helps keep the airways clean and to flush out the nose. So I'm using this basically every time I change his nappy. Then he gets a spray in each nostril of Sterimar, and so far that's helping us prevent any colds and flus. Then here we have a thermometer. This is an ear thermometer, really nice. It's from Braun, and it measures his temperature very quickly. So basically I pop the lid off, push the on button, put it in his ear and press go, and then, you know, in like 2 seconds I'm able to check what his temperature is. So I don't need to worry about sticking a thermometer under his arm and holding him still and waiting that minute or two to get the reading. It's pretty much instant. So that's very important for if we're out and about and I'm worried that he's running a fever. So yeah, just keeps me informed so that if I need to take him to a doctor, I'll know when to, and if the doctor asks me, you know, like what was his fever, I'll be able to actually give him a measurement. Then this is some medication. This is Calpol. It's like the kiddies version of Panado. Contains paracetamol, and this is for like fever, pain, that sort of stuff. So I like to have it on hand for, you know, for if he's not feeling the greatest and I suspect that he's maybe got a little bit of aches and pains in the body, or if I see with the thermometer that he's running a fever, then I can give him that. And last but not least, I have Reuterina drops, and this is a probiotic. So he's had a little bit of issues with his tummy. He was a Caesar baby, so also not exposed to the normal flora that the physiological birthing babies get. So we've had to introduce bacteria into his body, and we do this with the Reuterina drops. So that is basically his medicine. Then in the other pocket on the other side, I've got a nose sucker. So this is for if he's got congestion and it's stopping him from feeding nicely because he can't, you know, suck and swallow and breathe all at the same time. Then what you do with this, it's such a handy little thing. The first time I saw it, I thought it was absolutely gross, but it actually works really well. This end goes in your mouth, and this end goes into baby's nose, and then you suck. And whatever is, you know, in the very shallow front part of his nose, I'm able to then get out, and then you just take it off and wash it away, and then it's clean for the next use. So we've actually used this a few times. He absolutely hates it, which you can imagine, but it really does make such a huge difference. And then he can have a good feed afterwards. So then I know that he's getting his food and he's not getting dehydrated. So as nasty as this thing sounds, it is a lifesaver. And so it goes with me wherever I go. And then we have his little grooming kit. So it's got a nail file in it, which I haven't really found a use for yet, but then it's got his little nail clippers for in case I need to cut his nails. But then also conveniently it has a pair of scissors, which has more than one purpose. If I need to cut open something, then I can use his nail scissors as well. So it's like a little, like a utility kit actually, more than just a grooming kit. And that is what goes in the other pocket. So let's just put all of this back. Alright, then in the front pocket, in the one side we've got basically my stuff. So like I said, the stuff that I'm going to use that I would carry in my bag that I'm now not carrying in that bag. So I've got my sunblock, I've got my perfume, I've got my lip ice, and I've got some gum. And then in the other pocket, just because I didn't have enough space in that one, I've got my glasses. So this I need for when I'm driving. We've got car keys, and I'll also put house keys in there. Then we've got the power bank that I was talking to you about. So this is basically just an external battery. It takes a USB connection, and then the other part I either plug into my cell phone or into my router, and then I've got a phone and Wi-Fi. So this is what my router looks like, and then yeah, I always have access to the internet. And that is basically what I have in my bag. So this bag contains everything that he could need on a day-to-day basis. So if I was, say, in an extreme hurry, or there's an emergency and I need to drop him off somewhere, like by my mom or a friend or whatever the case is, then this is his go bag. I know that if I hand this over to a person, they can look after him for an extended period of time and he will have everything he needs. And then, as I said, we don't do formula and bottles because he's breastfeeding. But if I need to go somewhere where I know that I'm not going to be able to feed him, or if I have to run an errand and drop him off with somebody and he's not going to be with me when it's time for a feed, then what I actually take with us is a little cooler bag. And this will just keep... Hey baby, are you getting excited when you see your food bag? So this just keeps a bottle and express breast milk, which obviously I don't have any right now, but when I do have it, goes into like a storage bottle. And then I put cooler bricks in here, and then that would be what he feeds, or what he uses for a feed when I'm not around. But I'm very seldom not with him, so he has access to breastfeed 99% of the time. And yeah, that's that. I hope that you found this episode interesting, and that if you're a first time mommy that is wondering what on earth to pack in your bag, then that maybe gave you some ideas. And if you're not a first time mommy, if you're a well seasoned mommy and you can think of anything that I should add to my bag, please, I'd love it if you popped a comment below, and then I'll read it, and then I can also add that to my bag. That's it for today. Hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy seeing mom life content like this from my channel, then please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a fabulous day. Take care.